At NCERT Video Books welcomes you. In this channel, you will see explanation and solution of NCERT books. For this, you have to visit the channel, then go to playlist and see the chapter. Today we will be studying textbook for grade 5, The World Around Us, Our Wondrous World. This is environmental science textbook. This book has 10 chapters. Today we will be studying Unit 1, Life Around Us, Chapter 1, Water, the Essence of Life. Let's start Chapter 1, Water, the Essence of Life. Unit 1 is Life Around Us. About the unit. The unit is at the preparatory stage, highlights the crucial role of nature as a home of animals, birds, and insects. Students in grade 3 and 4 have explored soil, air, and water. They also learn how life evolves in different landforms depending upon the availability of soil, air, water, and sunlight. This unit in grade 5 presents the importance of water in life and ecosystems. It also covers its various forms, movement, and role in shaping land and supporting habitats. The unit conveys water as a unique and limited essence of life, showing how it helps in sustaining the life on Earth. It also gives examples from the lives of people who stay close to nature. They enjoy clean treasures from nature and develop various materials available from nearby forest and surroundings. Their lifestyles and productions with locally available materials reflect how life can be happy and creative in the lap of nature. Note to the teacher. This unit includes two chapters. Chapter 1, Water, the Essence of Life, and Chapter 2, Journey of a River. Following are the key concepts covered in these chapters. Chapter 1, Water, the Essence of Life. Water, the Essence of Life, introduces students to its various forms and different sources, fresh water and salt water, of water. It also highlights the importance of water in different activities in the society. This chapter introduces the continuous movement of water in different forms through the water cycle. It also explores how water saves the land and supports life in freshwater habitats and highlights the need to conserve water. Chapter 2, Journey of a River. This chapter follows the story of the river Godavari from its origin to its delta. Through maps, stories, and illustrations, it explores the tributaries of Godavari and aquatic life in the river. It familiarizes students with the dams built on the river. Students learn how the river gets polluted. This chapter highlights the ways rivers support ecosystem, people, and culture. After reading this chapter, students will understand that water is a limited and shared resource which must be used wisely. Chapter 1, Water, the Essence of Life. It is raining. Afreen rushed to the window where Jyoti was already watching tiny raindrops slide down the glass. Where do you think all this water comes from and where does it go? Asked Afreen. Come, let us follow the journey of water. But first, let us see how much water there is on earth. Although most of the Earth's surface is covered with water, the majority of it is salty, leaving less amount of fresh water. All living beings, people, animals, birds, and plants depend on fresh water to survive. It is essential for drinking, growing crops, and carrying out daily activities. Many plants and animals also live in fresh water. Without water, life would not be possible. Now, imagine if all the water on earth were in this glass. Then the fresh water would only be as much as in a teaspoon. 200 ml of water, 5 ml of water. This represents total water that is present on earth, and this represents fresh water. Discuss. 1. Do you think we can drink the water present in the oceans? You can write the answer like this. No, we cannot drink water present in the oceans because it contains a large amount of dissolved salts, which make it unfit for drinking. 2. What can ocean water be used for? Ocean water can be used for producing salt, generating electricity, transportation and fishing. It can also be desalinated to make it suitable for drinking. Do you know? The salt pans of Gujarat are vast flatlands where seawater is dried to collect salt. It is one of the largest salt producing areas in India. Activity 1. Where can we find fresh water? Identify the different freshwater sources from the images given below and write their names. This is pond, ocean, glacier, lake, groundwater, river, well, rain. Except oceans, all are sources of fresh water. Jyoti was curious, is there water in the air too? And is snow a form of water? Yes, there is water in the air and it falls in the form of rain or snow or dew. And snow is a form of water. Water has different forms. We already know the different forms of water. Liquid as in rain, solid as in ice, and vapor as in steam. Let us understand more about this through a simple activity. Activity 2. Take a steel glass. Put some ice cubes in it. Observe the small water droplets forming on the glass. When you put ice cubes in steel glass, then water droplets will form outside the steel glass. A. Where do these water droplets come from? You can write, these droplets come from condensation of water vapor present in the surrounding air. B. What happens to the ice cubes after they are left in the glass for some time? The answer will be they melt and form water. You can write like this. The ice cubes melt and turn water after being left in the glass for some time. C. If we heat water, what will happen to it? When we heat water, it forms water vapor, that is steam. You can write like this. On heating, water will start boiling and change into water vapor through the process of evaporation. In the above activity, what forms of water do you see? You see water in the form of solid, as in ice, liquid, as in water itself, and gas, as in steam or water vapor. Or you can write like this. We see water in the solid form as ice, in the liquid form as water, in the gaseous form as water vapor. Observing changes. Activity I observe. Under activity ice melting, water boiling, water in sunlight for 3 days. You can write your observation there. You can write like this. For activity ice melting, you can write ice changes to water. Water boiling, water changes to steam or vapor. Water in sunlight for 3 days, water slowly changes into vapor. Through these experiments, we found out that water can change into ice and steam, and it can also return to its liquid form. Water cycle. Let us understand how such changes take place in nature. Activity 3. Take a transparent bag. Use a marker to draw the sun, clouds, trees and arrows on it as shown in the picture. Fill 1/3 of it with colored water. Tip: you can use blue paint or food dye for it. Seal the bag tightly to prevent any leaks. Place it in the sunlight. After a few hours, observe the changes inside the bag. In this activity, you have to take a transparent bag. You have to make sun, clouds and water as shown in this picture and seal the bag tightly. You have to place this in sunlight and see the changes. Please remember to fill colored water as shown here. I observe, I wonder, it is being used for. Here few blank spaces are given, you have to fill. You can fill like this. Under I observe, water heats up. I wonder, how does water heat up? It is because of sunlight. I observe water droplets formed inside the cover. I wonder, where do the water droplets come from? It is because of water vapor cooling down. I observe water droplets move down from the side to the bottom of the bag. I wonder, where do water droplets go? It is because of water droplets becoming heavy. As you have seen in the above activity, the sun's heat causes the water to turn into water vapor. When the water vapor cools, it forms small droplets inside the bag. Eventually, these droplets fall back down. Similarly, in nature, heat causes water from different sources like oceans and rivers to become water vapor. Water vapor forms the clouds which come down as rain, snow, and hail. This water goes back into rivers, lakes, and oceans. This constant circular movement of water in nature is called the water cycle. You can see water cycle here. Due to sun's heat, water from water bodies evaporates to form clouds, and water in these clouds come down in the form of rain and again go to the water bodies. This cycle continues and is called water cycle. Groundwater. Let us find out what happens to rainwater when it comes down. Activity 4. Take a transparent glass, fill half of it with soil. Slowly pour water into the soil using a spoon. Observe what happens. When water is poured into the soil, it gets absorbed. This water moves down through the soil layers and collects at the bottom of the glass. You can see here. When it rains, some water is soaked up by the soil. This water sinks through the layers of soil and rocks. The water that gets stored deep underground is called groundwater. We dig wells, bore wells, tube wells, and hand pumps to draw this water from the ground for our use. Activity 5. Take the image that will help in groundwater recharge. The answer is green lawn because nothing is there such as road or bricks as in paved area to prevent sweeping of water downwards. In cities with many cemented surface, rainwater cannot go into the ground easily, which stops groundwater from getting recharged. Do you know? Open, uncovered areas allow water to seep into the ground. Soak pits, ponds, human-made lakes, and planting more trees help rainwater return underground. Surface water. Rivers, ponds, lakes, etc. are the natural sources of fresh water in addition to groundwater. Do you ever wonder how river flows? A river often begins its journey from up in the mountains and flows down across the land. Let us understand this through an activity. Activity 6. Material required: an old newspaper and a cup of mustard seed or any other small seeds. Procedure: take a seed from a newspaper and crumple it to create folds. Take another seed and place it over the crumpled paper. Press it down so that the slopes are gentle. Now slowly pour the mustard seeds from the cup on the highest point of the slope. Observe the movement of the seeds. You can see this activity here. 1. What did you observe about the mustard seeds? You can write like this. The mustard seeds move downward from the top in the direction of the slope of the paper, just like rivers flow according to the slope of the land. 2. Are they moving in the straight line or do they spread out in different directions? The seeds spread out in different directions while moving down the slope. 3. Are they collecting in some areas? Do they gather like water gathers in lakes, rivers, and so on? Yes, the seeds are collecting in low areas just like water gathers in lakes, rivers, and so on. Water flows, stops, or curves according to the shape of the land formation in its path. The flow of water can also change the shape of land. Discuss. On the basis of Activity 6 with mustard seeds, discuss how some rivers flow towards the Arabian Sea while some flow towards the Bay of Bengal. In Activity 6, the mustard seed moved downwards along the slope of the paper. Similarly, rivers also flow according to the slope of the land. In some regions, the land slopes towards the Arabian Sea, so the rivers flow into the Arabian Sea. In other regions, the land slopes towards the Bay of Bengal, so the rivers flow into the Bay of Bengal. Do you know? The Luni River, originating in the Aravalli Range in Rajasthan, is the only major Indian river that does not drain into a sea. Instead, it ends up in the marshy lands of the Rann of Kutch in Gujarat. You can see different earth features such as ice caps, glaciers, mountains, waterfall, river, valley, dune, lake, desert, etc. Our lifeline, rivers in India. This map of India shows some of the major rivers of our country. You can see river Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, Narmada, Tapti, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri. Activity 7. Follow the flow. In the map, you can see the rivers flowing in different directions. Some flow into the Bay of Bengal and some into the Arabian Sea. Observe and fill in the table. Name of the river moves towards the Bay of Bengal, moves towards the Arabian Sea. Name of the river Godavari, Narmada, Ganga. Similarly, you can write river names here, and if they flow into Bay of Bengal, then you can tick the sign under moves towards the Bay of Bengal, like that. Godavari moves towards the Bay of Bengal. Narmada moves towards the Arabian Sea. Ganga moves towards the Bay of Bengal. Tapti moves towards the Arabian Sea. Kaveri moves towards the Bay of Bengal. Krishna moves towards the Bay of Bengal. That means Narmada and Tapti are rivers that moves towards the Arabian Sea. Note to the teachers. The teacher can guide the students to observe and trace the flow of the rivers towards the Bay of Bengal or the Arabian Sea on the map. Life in water. Afreen noticed that the rain had filled up the pond near the school ground. She called out to Jyoti, "Come and look." They could see tiny fish swimming and a small frog sitting on a lotus leaf. It is wonderful to see the variety of plants and animals living in water. How are they different from those living on land? Complete the following table discussing with peers about the characteristics of animals on land and animals in water. Animals on land, animals in water. For example, you can fill like this: cannot breathe in water. Animals on land cannot breathe in water. Animals in water have fins to swim. You can write the differences between animals on land and animals of water like this. Animals on land, animals in water. Animals on land cannot breathe in water. Animals in water have fins to swim. Animals on land have lungs to breathe air. Animals in water have gills to breathe in water. Animals on land have body covered with hair or fur. Animals in water have body covered with scales. Animals on land take oxygen directly from air. Animals in water take oxygen dissolved in water. Animals on land have legs to walk, run or jump. Animals in water have streamlined bodies for easy swimming. Animals on land live in forests, deserts, grasslands, mountains, etc. Animals in water live in ponds, rivers, lakes, seas and oceans. Information card. Dragonfly flies fast and lays eggs near water, eats mosquitoes. Water scorpion, insect with pincers, lives underwater, breathes using a tail tube. Pond heron, a bird with long legs that stands still to catch fish. Freshwater turtle, a soft-shelled turtle that lives in ponds and rivers. Water snake, a harmless water snake that eats fish and frogs. Reeds, that is, as plants, growing along the edges of ponds, tall and grass-like. Lotus and water lily, rooted floating. Flowers float on water, roots stay in the pond bed. Water hyacinth, free floating, a fast growing plant that floats and spreads on water. Activity 8. Visit a local water body like a pond, lake, or an aquarium with your teacher or parents and observe life in and around the water body. 1. Based on your observations, complete the following table. Name of the bird or animal. Mouth or beaks. Movement through legs, feet, fins. Rough diagram. For example, you can write in animal or bird face. Round mouth facing upwards. Uses fins for movement. Rough diagram. Under animals or birds, pond heron. Beak long and pointed. Leg thin legs. Diagram. Similarly, you can fill frog, wide mouth with long tongue. Webbed feet. Duck. Broad and flat beak. Webbed feet. Kingfisher. Long and pointed beak. Thin legs. Note to the teacher. Ensure that students are accompanied by adults, take all safety precautions, and guide them not to touch or disturb any plants or animals during the visit. 2. Draw the plants that you saw during the visit and label them with their local names. Types, names, local names. Under types, plants floating above water. Names, lily. Under types, plants underwater. Gap is given here, you have to fill it. Under types, plants whose roots are in the waterbed but are seen above the water. Gaps are given here, you have to fill. You can fill like this. Types, names, local names. Plants floating above water. Lily, local name, Kumund. Plants underwater. Hornwort, local name, Singhwali Kai. Plants whose roots are in the waterbed but are seen above the water. Lotus, local name, Kamal. Activity 9. 1. Take a piece of paper and put a drop of water on it. Observe. 2. Color the paper with a wax crayon. Now put a drop of water on it. Do you observe any change? Write your observation. You can write like this. When we put a drop of water on a plain sheet of paper, it gets absorbed and paper becomes wet. But when we put a drop of water on a piece of paper colored with crayons, it does not wet the surface and remains on the paper as a small round drop. The waxy coating on leaves make them waterproof and keep too much water from getting inside the plant. This helps the plant stay healthy and not get damaged. You can see here, leaf doesn't absorb water. Activity 10. Who Eats Home? A river food chain game. Distribute slips of paper to students. Each student writes what they choose to be. For example, small fish, big fish, frog, bird, human, crocodile, otter, etc. Ask the students to think about what they eat and who eats them. Use a string to connect the students who depends on each other for food. Discuss what would happen if one animal disappears. For example, what if all the fish are gone? Types of plants in water. Through this activity, we discovered the rich variety of plants and animals that live in freshwater habitats. These living beings have special features like floating leaves, fins, or long roots that help them survive and grow in water. This reminds us how essential fresh water is for supporting life on Earth. In this chapter, we learned that water exists in different forms: ice, water, and vapor. We saw how water keeps moving through the water cycle, changing its form as it travels through the air, land, and sky. We also explored how aquatic plants and animals live in and around water and depend on water for their survival. Let us reflect. 1. Match the following: ocean water, not fit for drinking; snow, solid form of water; steam, vapor form of water; rainwater, fresh water. 2. Why do you think most of the water on earth cannot be used for drinking or farming? Most of the water on earth is found in oceans and seas, and it is salty, making it unsuitable for drinking and farming. Only a small portion of Earth's water is fresh water, which is found in rivers, lakes, and glaciers, and this is the water that humans, animals, and plants can use. 3. Large number of living beings live near water bodies. Why? A large number of living beings live near water bodies because water is essential for drinking, growing crops, and carrying out daily activities. Many plants and animals also live in fresh water. Without water, life would not be possible as all living beings, people, animals, birds, and plants depend on it to survive. 4. What would happen if it did not rain in your region for 2 years? If it did not rain in our region for 2 years, rivers, ponds, and lakes would dry up. There would be less water for farming, crops would not grow well, and people might face food shortages. 5. What do you think happens to rainwater in a forest compared to a city? In a forest, rainwater gets absorbed by plants and trees and soaks into the soil, which helps replenish underground water. In a city, many surfaces like roads, buildings, and pavements are cemented. This makes rainwater run off quickly, often causing waterloggings or floodings, and very little seeps into the ground. 6. Can you design a house or a school that conserves water wisely? What would it include? Yes, a house or a school that conserve water would include: 1. Rainwater harvesting to collect and store rainwater. 2. Reuse of grey water for toilets and gardening. 3. Use of water saving taps and toilets. 4. Drip irrigation for watering plants and trees in the garden. 7. Let us make a fish by folding a piece of paper. You can make a fish like this by following these steps. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4, Step 5, and Step 6. You will get a fish like this. For more videos, you can like and subscribe at NCERT Video Books. If you have any doubt, then you can comment below. Thank you.